Yes, guys, welcome back to the Sheffield United preview. I'm on a date right now. Not like right now recording. I'm like while you're watching this, I'm on a date, hence why I couldn't do a live stream, unfortunately. But I'm going to go through just a quick 10-minute video here, take you through my thoughts, go through the team selection. But I want to start off with some bad news, and that is this, guys. Check this out. Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland, Jeremy Doku and John Stones are all out of Saturday's Premier League match against Sheffield United. Now, it's not too much of a surprise, to be honest with you. However, I did think there was an outside chance of Kevin De Bruyne being on the bench, but it looks like we're being really, really cautious with Kevin De Bruyne, which, to be honest with you guys, we can't really complain about, can we? Like, I want to see Kevin De Bruyne back in the team. I thought that he would have been on the bench for this game. I am also slightly biased and invested because I've got a bet on that he'll win the most Premier League assists this season. So I kind of want him back in the team really quick. But I think, to be honest with you, put all that to one side, it's probably the right call. You're playing Sheffield United at home. With all due respect to Sheffield United, Manchester City should be winning this game with or without Kevin De Bruyne. Now, will that come to bite us in the ass if we don't win the game? We probably will. But hopefully not. So, listen, I remember last year with Ruben Diaz. Do you remember when he come back around? Was it around January time he come back? And we was like, all City fans were like, get him in the team, get him in the team, get him in the team. And a week went by, still not back in the team. 2 weeks, not back in the team. 3, 4, 5 weeks back in the team. And it took like a month and a half or something like that for him to come back into the team. But what a decision that was. Because then Ruben Diaz was fantastic for the rest of the season. And he had no more concerns with the injuries. Clearly, that is what Manchester City and that is what Pep Guardiola is doing with Kevin De Bruyne. And to be honest with you, guys, we can't complain about it. It's the right thing to do. As much as I want him back, maybe he could have got on the bench and come on for the last 5 or 10 minutes. But listen, no messing around. You know, we shouldn't really need Kevin De Bruyne against Sheffield United. Hopefully, we don't need him. Hopefully, the result goes our way. And then we can just look into 2024, get this year done with. What a year it's been. And then we can obviously look at maybe bringing him back for the Huddersfield game, which should be an easier game for him to come back to. I don't know. But he's out. John Stones being out. I've not seen anything yet at the time of recording to suggest how long John Stones is going to be out for. It's not looking good though, is it? Let's be honest. Obviously, Pep Guardiola said it's not looking good. He was in a foot, what they call like a leg brace, something like that. Called like a leg brace or something. Anyway, protective skin gear. Anyway, on his left, so that's not looking particularly good. Haaland, we've already been told, is going to be back sometime in January. Again, will we see him at Huddersfield, or will he be unleashed against Newcastle United at St James's Park? And Jeremy Doku, no one knows what's going on with Jeremy Doku. When's he going to be back? No one knows. So yeah, listen, not a massive shock to the system. I can't lie. But I did think there was an outside chance of Kevin De Bruyne making it. He's not. No problems. Sheffield United, listen, I don't want us to underestimate this team because at the end of the day, yeah, we've underestimated teams this season. Yeah, we underestimated Palace when we was 2-0 up. We probably underestimated Chelsea. I know it's a slightly different situation, but we underestimated Chelsea. We full sent that game. Remember the team that he put out? Pep didn't respect Chelsea. We paid the price. You know, we need to respect this side. We need to respect him. And we need to respect the fact that we are not cooking. You know, great win against Everton, but we still conceded a really, really poor defensive goal. There were still areas going forward with our finishing that needed to be improved. So we need to look at ourselves and recognise that we are not playing as good as we have done last year. And therefore, we need to respect the opposition and just go for it, man. And really, really not take this team lightly. It's the last game of the year, and we do not want to go out on a draw or a loss. You know what I mean? So I want to take us through the tactical pad, and I want to give you my predicted starting 11 here because I think this is obviously it's the final game of 2023. It's a big game, and let's see what I go for. So Ederson back in goal. Defense. Okay, so here's the issue that I have with Kyle Walker. Not been good this season, but the last 3 games he's been really good. And he's been better since John Stones has come into the side. Why? Well, when John Stones comes into the side, John Stones comes into the middle, and Walker plays a much more reserved role around here. This sort of area here, yeah. This is where Walker plays when Stones is in the team. Now, that's where Kyle Walker's at his best. That's where he played in the big games in the Champions League when John Stones was pushing forward to get Bayern Munich, Real Madrid in the final, and Walker was just basically mopping up and doing the best Kyle Walker stuff. The problem is when Stones doesn't play, And sometimes Akanji will go in there. Walker's not doing that. What's he doing? He's bombing down the wings. And we spoke about this to death, so I ain't going to spend too long on it. And that's just the worst thing you could possibly do to Kyle Walker, in my opinion, because he's not the best player, in my view, at getting the ball into the box. He's not the greatest crosser in the world. And you're then losing that defensive protection. If you remember the goals against Leipzig at home, I'm not saying we would have, but potentially, if Kyle Walker was playing in his more defensive position, he could have stopped both of them goals, but he wasn't. He was too far at the pitch. So, listen, for me, I'm going to stick with him. I'm going to stick with him because he's played well in the last few matches, but I'm a little concerned that it might go a little bit poorly if he's bombing down the wing. But I think we stick with him because he played well recently, so that's what I do. Okay, so in the middle, John Stones isn't available. Well, we know Nathan Ake should be playing. Oh, you know what's going to happen, man. It's going to be Ake there, yeah, and it'll probably be Gvardiol there. And then Akanji deserves to play for me. So Akanji, Ake, Gvardiol, or would he put Diaz back in? Diaz was ill for the last match. What would I do? What would I do? What would I do? What would I do? I tell you what I would do. Probably what I would do is this. Sorry, Gvardiol. That's probably what I would do. Yeah. And then I'd have Akanji stepping into midfield. And I'd have Diaz, Walker, Ake as my solid back three. He's not going to do that, though. He's not going to do that. What he is going to do is this. Gvardiol will 100% play left. I'm almost certain on that. And it'll either be... He loves Akanji. So I would probably say Akanji and maybe Ake or Akanji. Maybe Diaz could come in for Ake, but I just think Ake deserves to play. Ake's been fantastic. He's our best defender, 1v1. And yeah, I'd probably play Ake over Diaz. But I think that's what he'll go for. So it depends what I'm doing. Am I making my starting 11 or am I making a predicted starting 11? I don't know what I'm actually doing here. No, I go with what I do. Yeah? I go Ake, Akanji, and I go... who else would I go? Right, I just completely lost my actual thought. Diaz. That's what I would do, guys. That's what I would do. Ake, Diaz, Akanji, Walker. I'd also consider playing Gvardiol in the middle instead of Diaz as a one-time thing, but you can't really do that now because we can't afford mistakes. Not that Gvardiol makes mistakes. I'm just saying, like, we got to go with what works because we need to win matches. Okay, that's what I would go for. Midfield, I would go for Rodri. Again, it needs to just be cautious of the yellow cards. They are mounting up. We've got a really tricky run in February and March. And if he gets 15 yellows, which he's closing in on, 10 yellows, which he's closing in on, he's a 2-match ban, and 15 yellows, I think, is a 3-match ban. So he does need to be careful on those. Midfield, you've got to go Phil Foden in midfield after what he done the other day. Grealish is going to have to play left wing because we've got no other option. Do you stick with Bernardo on the right? Well, Alvarez is going to start as a striker. We know that because he's confirmed Haaland's out. So Alvarez is starting as a striker. I think I stick with Bernardo, and I think I stick with Nunes. I think I give him another go. Now, it was a real shame that Nunes wasn't particularly great the other day in the game against Everton, and he got subbed off in the end, which is disappointing because I remember doing the watch along, and everyone in the chat before the game was like so buzzing for Nunes, and I was as well. We all wanted him to have a good game. It wasn't that he had a poor game; he just wasn't great. I'd stick with him. We're at home against a weaker opposition. I'd say put him back in. Put him back. I don't think you need Kovacic in this game. You don't need Kovacic. I think Kovacic in this game would be a complete and utter waste of time. This isn't a game for Kovacic. What we need is players that can create and score goals. And Nunes can create and score goals a lot better than Kovacic can. You don't need Kovacic in this game at all. Well, maybe later on in the game, if we're struggling, if we're holding on to a 1-0 lead or whatever, you might want to bring him on. I'd stick with Nunes. I think that's a better option. He can give us options going forward. You can run into the channels down here, get himself in there. Maybe if Bernardo decides to push in and invert a little bit, then maybe you could get Nunes to sort of come out wide into this sort of area, preventing Kyle Walker from bombing forward. And of course, he's a good ball carrier. And if we get what we think we're probably going to get, which is Bernardo out wide, we're going to get Foden, Nunes maybe pushing up slightly, and Rodri and in Akanji inverts, which I think we probably will see tomorrow, especially because of the opposition we're against. You know, that's a decent four-man midfield. So that's the team that I would go for. It's not perfect, of course, but it's very winnable. It's winnable. Akanji going into midfield. Some of you don't like it. I'm not as down as it as some of you. Some of you guys really hate Akanji in midfield. I'm not as bad as some of you guys with it. I don't think it's as bad as you guys make out. But listen, this is a big game. If we win this game, do we play before the other teams? Premier League fixtures. Do we? What time does everyone else play? So yeah, we play before Arsenal. They play on New Year's Eve. So we could go above Arsenal if we win, and Liverpool play on the 1st of January. So if we win this game, yeah, on Saturday, we go above Arsenal. We go second. We go second. Wait, what are Villa doing? Villa are playing at 3 o'clock as well. So we might not go second. If Villa win, we're not second. But we go above Arsenal. Arsenal will drop down to 4th. Aston Villa will go second. Yeah, City will go third. Liverpool will still be top, but we'll be 2 points behind Liverpool, man. 2 points. That is fantastic given the period that we've just had. But we can't afford any more silly mistakes in results. We've got to fix up that defence. People will be asking me, LB, what's your score prediction? I'm sorry, I still can't give us a clean sheet. I can't. Until this team start showing us that they are capable of eroding terrible defensive errors, which they've not done so far against good, decent teams, not just Club World Cup, and defending well, closing down crosses, doing the basics. I can't give us a clean sheet, which is really, really annoying. Because coming into the season, I said many times, I thought our defence was going to be an absolute rock. I thought it was going to be a rock. And it's just not been. It's complete opposite. It's been shocking, really, if you think about it. So, listen, yeah, my score prediction, I'm going to go for another 3-1. I'm going to go for another 3-1. Hopefully, we can get the first goal because I think that will make things life a little bit easier. If they get the first goal, geez, we're in it for another long day. But again, similar to Everton, guys, just win the game. Just win the game. Don't care about the performance, really. You know, the performance is secondary at this point. When you're hunting down the leaders, performances are not irrelevant, but they're a firm second in the priority list. Winning the match, getting the 3 points, that is the absolute crucial thing. So yeah, listen, I'm looking forward to it. We will be doing a live watch along. We'll be live from 2 p.m. UK time, an hour before the game, to bring you all the pre-match build-up. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Sorry it couldn't be a live stream again. I'm on a date right now. So yeah, maybe leave your comments down below about what you think is going to happen in the game. Please make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. I did a League Gunner reaction video this morning, so go check that out if you've not already done so. That's on this channel, the main channel. And on the More LB second channel, I speak about 5 minutes about Lucas Paqueta and why Manchester City need to do everything in their power to sign this guy. Guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your festive period, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.